According to psychologists, there are three types of empathy: cognitive empathy, emotional empathy, compassionate empathy. But all of them are human empathy. People believe empathy is good, empathetic person, nice people, but actually, human empathy is a form of reaction. Cognitive empathy is just understand people's emotion or situation. So that is not reaction, just understanding. But emotional empathy and compassionate empathy, emotional empathy, you feel another person's pain or emotion. And then compassionate empathy, you take action to help that person. Yeah, because, but if that person need to be helped, you need to help that person. But many people making decision to suffer. So suffering is their choice. They are making decision to suffer unconsciously, not a conscious choice, but even so, it's a choice. And many people, they are suffering because they are taking advantage of the hidden benefit of suffering. So they are suffering. So uh, if you try to help that person, and if you are using emotional emotional empathy, that's not helping people. Emotional empathy is kind of people who have strong emotional empathy. They think, I mean, they cannot see. Sorry, I change explanation. They don't think suffering is good. So suffering believe they believe suffering is not good. So they shouldn't suffer. That's way of thinking. That person who has got this mindset cannot help people, because people choosing to suffer unconsciously, so they need experience of suffering before waking up. Get out of suffering. So if you interfere before that, does not work. You see, prematurely stopping it does not work. They need to suffer as long as they need to wake up. So human empathy is a form of reaction. You are not helping people. You don't, and then often people has got strong emotional empathy. They are suffering because of they observing others suffering, and then they suffer. That's not no, that is doesn't help anyone. Damaging yourself and damaging others. So you need unconditional empathy. Unconditional empathy because you don't have to feel others' negative emotion because not yours. That emotions don't belong to you. So if you are suffering and you believe that is empath, emotional empath, I mean emotional empathy, and you are empathetic person, well, that's not, no. You need, you need to realize you need unconditional empathy, meaning let them what they need to do. They made decision unconsciously. However, their decision, unconsciously or consciously, is not the issue here. They made decision. So they want to see outcome of their decision. So they have to see it. After that, they make better decision. So you can, not good idea to interfere. So many people need to understand you need unconditional empathy, not human empathy. Different. So if you observe some people and then feel for them, and you are suffering because of that, that's not that is not unconditional empathy because you are suffering. Not to yours. Their emotion, their suffering is not to yours. They need that experience of suffering. They, okay, in other words, they like suffering. They don't say it, I like suffering, or they like suffering, or they don't say it. However, they want to have that kind of experience because what they are saying, they are taking advantage of the hidden benefits of suffering. You see? Because if they are victim, they don't have to take responsibility. They don't have to be accountable. And then, oh, I'm victim. And then people, that kind of people can get benefit from it. Hidden benefit is, oh, they can get attention or sympathy, empathy from kind people. And they can get energy. You see? So if you try to help them and give them attention, not helping them, because they are receiving the benefit of suffering. So let them suffer, and they need to face to their reality, and then they need to wake up. Unconditional empathy is kind of allow them to have experience which they need. That's so, and you wouldn't suffer at all, even if they are observing that kind of people. Example is kind of situation in the U.S. Financially, many people are suffering because of, you know, or Ukraine war. People are killed or are suffering. Yes, but they made choice unconsciously because they are saying, I don't want to take responsible. I don't want to be responsible. I don't want to be accountable. I want to someone else take responsibility for me and make decision for me. Does not work. They need to know. They are saying they don't want to suffer. That's not true. In other words, they are looking for something which doesn't exist in this world. Basically, why they are suffering? Because they don't want to grow. They don't want to do anything to grow. Just they want to do something makes them comfortable. Nothing to do with growth. We have got free will for grow up. For transcendence, self-transcendence. Not to be lazy. Oh, I don't want to do anything. I don't want to suffer. I don't want to make a decision because if I make a decision, I might make mistakes and then suffer. So I want to someone else. I want to ask someone and then I don't want to do anything. I want to be just comfortable one day, happy. Does not work in. They are talking about bullshit, basically. That's mean what they are saying is, I wanna suffer, same thing. So they like suffering. Let them suffer. Stop interfering, and you need to stop suffering because of their suffering. You need to have unconditional empathy, not human empathy. Some people strongly believe being empathetic is good. If your empathy is human empathy, no good. Many avatars need to realize this reality. Let them suffer. They need to see outcome of what's happening right now. In the US, for example, in 2016, people had a choice. You see, Bernie, do you know Bernie? I think his name is Bernie Sanders. I thought he was going to be a president, but the Democrat eliminated him, and then, oh my God. Also, but not a Democrat issue, I don't think. Collective consciousness was too low. And then, but people wanna have suffering and destruction. Their decisions and outcome of their decision. They are saying because of Democrat. No, I don't believe that. Energetically, their consciousness is not high enough. That's how I felt. Let them suffer. Let it happen. Instead of trying to change and observe. That is unconditional empathy. They want to see it. They need to see destruction. They need to see outcome of their decision and action. And then people grow. Stop trying to change. They cannot improve their level of consciousness overnight. They need to see it. We are not living in natural planet, unnatural, meaning people don't want to take responsibility, so they make a decision unconsciously to be victim, to suffer. That's reality. Face it. Avatars need to face instead of showing human empathy and you are suffering. Why do you need to suffer in the first place? Not to your decision, you didn't make it. Not to your emotion. They need to see outcome and they grow up. That's what you need to see. Stop believing human empathy is good. No, unconditional, unconditional empathy. That's what you need. That's all. Bye bye.